Hello, my name is Walton, and today I'll be talking about global citizens. Let's start. We have five different questions. The first one is the main concerns for someone that wants to become global. Let's start defining what global citizen stands for me. A global citizen stands for someone that is a mixture of different cultures, of different perspectives that are shared around the world, and that all these different ideas uh, stay or reside inside someone's mind. This is a characteristic of a global citizen, someone that has a rich combination of different aspects. So, for me, the first main concern would be first doing a self analysis, asking myself, am I already a global person? Because I think this is something that could easily happen, being global without knowing it. Why? Because technology has allowed for humanity to share an extremely big amount of ideas through internet and through social media. That's why I think someone can identify as a global citizen without knowing being one. So that would be like the first thing to do, to ask myself if I am a global citizen. Then the second one, after I answered this question, deciding, do I want to keep being a global citizen or not? Because you can do you can decide on how to act on this matter. In my opinion, since being a global citizen is something that I like, I would definitely like continue being a global citizen. So my answer would be yes. I want to keep being one. And the third one, the last question is like, how can I do that? Well, practicing it continuously, and this could be done uh, even without getting outside of your city of or talking with a foreign person. You can do this by exploring different ideas, exploring the perspectives and the postures that are different to yours. That is a way you can start having a more diverse knowledge or a more diverse conscience. So that's on becoming global. Then, how to be in touch with a global community? Well, I think thanks to social media, this is something really easy. In internet, there are a lot of forums where you can talk with different communities, like for example Reddit or 4chan or like the mainstream ones, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, which is a very controversial space, but whatever. So this is something that can be done really easy. So the only thing that you basically need is internet, uh, equipment, and the willingness to do that. So very this can be very easily done. For the main values of a global citizen, I think there are four very important ones. The first one is being minded. You can't start to take in others people perspectives if you are not open minded, and this means judging information through the eyes of another person, not through ours. It can be done in both ways, but I think practicing empathy too can really allow oneself to explore other postures. The second one is appreciation, and I included this one because appreciation is like acknowledging other cultures, other ways of living, like acknowledging that there is more to the things that we already know and that we perceive as normal or common. So having the ability to acknowledge that other type of information exists out there is something that can get us close to practice being a global citizen. The third one is generosity. I think this one is very important because all these sharing of cultures, of gastronomy, of all the different aspects that human culture has, um, they wouldn't be of of use if they were not shared among other people in the global context. So thinking about the things that I would like to share to other people is a way that we can practice being global and practicing empathy too, because you can think, for example, like uh, listening to other people's preferences or likes, and playing with the information, with the cultural information that you already have, as to, for example, recommend a recipe or a movie or something that has value in your life. And the last one is curiosity. Curiosity, I think, helps a lot with having a zest for life. Uh, Maybe some days, I know it's normal to feel down some days, but curiosity can like reawaken the flame of life in order to value what we already have, but to value other things too. So let's continue now with the opposition, the differences of perspectives in this matter. So I wrote three ideologies, which I think were like the most opposite to what being a global citizen means. And the first one is extreme self-centeredness. This is like the complete opposite of empathy, because on empathy you see life through the eyes of another. In extreme self-centeredness, you perceive yourself like the best thing ever, and that has downsides, because you could be wrong and continue acting so without even noticing it. Oppression, like trying to make our people down, or to make people feel down, is also like the complete opposite of what being a global citizen means. Lastly, we have jealousy. Jealousy, I think, also is like these three values are like the perfect mix for having like a very achy life, like a very, I would say, like rotten life. Maybe it sounds a bit harsh, but imagine having all these thoughts or these ways of living in your life. It would, I think, it would be very sad. Uh, it would be boring. It would be something monotonous. And through these ideologies, different the following attitudes could show up. For example, ideas like countries other than mine are worthless, or for example, whatever culture is stupid, or my country is the best at everything. These are attitudes that can show from these ideologies that also like only mess up the context for you and for the other people. Now, being global, we can do this both in business and in life. I think a way to practice this in business would be to stay up to date with international news, to listen and to read what happens and what occurs on other places other than where you live. Uh, so this can give you very interesting information about how other people live their lives. And in life, um, I think just speaking with other people, and specifically speaking about their postures and their perspectives can very surely bring up maybe a debate where you get to know what other people think, other people get to know what you think, but always in a respectful manner. Share your feelings and your emotions and your ideas. This is a way that you can practice being global. And also, for example, reading too about other cultures, like watching videos or documentals about the way of living in other countries could also help a lot in this matter. So, as a conclusion, I think globalization is in the social aspect, or at least in the one that I discussed here, is something wonderful. In fact, I consider myself to be someone mm, like out of place sometimes, because uh, I know it sounds very cliche, but I really feels like someone unique, and I think that everyone is unique because everyone has their specific character traits and strengths and these different aspects that make up what people are. But in my case, I feel like a combination from cultures from a lot of places. A personal example would be like the way I eat. Over the last couple of years, I have changed my way of eating because I was a bit savage about it. Um, and my grandma and my mother were always the first ones to correct me, which I thank them. But when I think about that, how maybe Vikings a long time ago, or maybe Japanese people eat ramen, I think like it's something very funny, like a way of eating from other place that is seen as something like normal and even respectful to do. Like Japanese people slurp their noodles as to say that they really like the food. Meanwhile, here in Mexico, or at least in my family, there is a lot of like composture and a lot uh, of manners when doing things, when eating. So this is a personal example. Thank you very much for this activity. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your attention. This was certainly, I think, probably like the best, or the activity that I liked the most through all these not only class but semester. I really like talking about what I feel like, what I think about, and this was certainly one that I really enjoyed. So thank you very much, and see you later.